My name is Ann Lassen, and I am the beekeeper at Portland Community College, Rock Creek campus. I've been here about 5 years with PCC, and we have started a beekeeping class because of the popularity of bees in the last few years. So the last 3 years we've been teaching beekeeping classes. So we started the class because there was so much interest in the bees. And so the question came up, could you teach a class on beekeeping? And it's not for commercial beekeepers, it's for the average person that might be interested in having some bees in their backyard, and they are starting from not knowing anything about bees and not having the equipment. Where do I start? But we wanted it really to be for anybody, to try to get them interested and educated about bees and what they could do to help the process. The difficulties of getting bees on the campus, of course, is that we wanted it to be safe. We didn't want there to be stinging problems, anybody that might be allergic to get hurt. And so we had to think through that process and make sure that we got some training so that we could apply EpiPens and that we have those on campus. And we also wanted to make sure that the bees were somewhere that they would do good, people could see them, but maybe not access them too easily. And then also we needed to have somebody that was going to care for the bees. And so we had to think through that whole process and get approvals from all the interested parties, and we worked through it though. It was good. In the hive, there's 3 different types of bees. So you have the drones, they're the boys. They're big and beefy, but they only do one thing. They live to mate with a queen. She has to mate about 12 to 20 times to be fully mated and allowed to take over as queen of the hive. But the really cool thing is that she has to do that just one time in her life. She stores all of that sperm in a spermatheca and then just uses it throughout her life. Then all the others are workers. They're females. They're the smallest. They're the ones we usually see because they're the ones out foraging for food, and they're looking for both pollen as well as nectar. All right, when they get enough pollen in their hive, they stop. But they will always keep collecting the nectar, which they turn into honey. Bees are important for pollination because if you like fruit or vegetables, then you should like bees. But it can't just be one bee and one flower. You might need 30 visits from 30 different bees to have complete pollination. So when I got into bees and having bees on my place, it was because I had blackberries and they weren't fully ripening. That's because of poor pollination. So you need lots of bees visiting these flowers within the short period of time those flowers are out to give full pollination. I think that bees, not just honeybees, but those are very popular because there's been so much news in the last several years about their decline. But native bees in general are very popular in at least the Portland area. And so there's been a lot of funding that's gone into place from the federal government even to study the problems, try to come up with solutions. And we've been able to benefit from that popularity. And that's part of why we started the class too, was because they were so popular and so many people were asking questions and so many people wanted to learn more about the bees. As far as what I can see happening in the world with the decline of bees, we're not quite there yet. So there's a lot of good work being done, there's a lot of education being done, but we still have a battle to fight. I really have enjoyed learning more about bees because, well, not only are they fascinating for me, it was something, I'm mostly into plants, that's where my education is, but I think bees go hand in hand with that because they do the pollination of our plants, and I love my fruits and vegetables, so of course I love bees. If I had one word to describe bees, I would say fascinating.